Welcome to my channel. This is Dawn with Pink Chair Gaming, and this is the island of Pumpkin. This was my 30-day island challenge where I created a 5-star island in just 30 in-game days with no time traveling. And as you can see, we are here at the airport. I found a really cute flag to use for the island, and I don't even remember where I found it at. But I think it's absolutely perfect for this island. And to get us started, let's go ahead and take a look at the map. There you have it. And I do have the dream address uploaded, so it is down below if you're interested in going and touring the island. Here are the villagers. We have Bam, Renee, Weber, Winnie, Bee, Pecan, Yuka, Bruce, Olive, and Kyle. All right, without further ado, let's get started on this. I am so happy with how this island turned out. It was an idea that I had, and I'm trying to remember if I saw the idea on somebody else's channel, but I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. So we decided to do this, and I am so happy with how this has turned out. This is my entrance. As you can see, one of my favorite things is for the entrance to be completely lined up with resident services. And this island did not disappoint, along with the blue airport, which is my favorite color. So yeah, to get us started here, I went ahead and did just a couple of little shops. And I thought this turned out really cute to have at the entrance. All right, so moving on, here is resident services, and we are going to go to the left first and take a look over this way. As you come through here, I have my little shopping district. As you can see, we have Able Sisters right here, and this is probably the most simple Able Sisters I have ever done before, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, even though it is super, super simple. And then next over to the left is Nook's Cranny. Also super simple, but I love how this turned out. I don't know that I've ever done something like this where I've covered up the front of Nook's Cranny like this. But I thought it turned out just fine. A little snack area over here where you can eat your snacks that you get. Alright, next we're going to go down here where I created a cute little flower shop, and I absolutely love how this turned out. Alright, continuing left I should say, we're going to go down this way, and I have a cute little seating area over here to the left. And I am not one that's really big on seating areas, but I really like how this one turned out. And then continuing down towards the beach, we do have Blathers. I decided to go ahead and keep him in a tent for this. I don't normally do that because I usually have a really hard time figuring out where I want the museum to go, because when you leave them as a tent, you can't move it. But I was actually able to make it work on this. It's a super simple area, but I really like how it turned out. Alright, we're going to continue over to the left, and we're going to cross over the river into one of our little mini neighborhood areas. I've got a couple of houses here. And then we're going to go ahead and make our way down this way where I have one more house. And down here we have just a little garden area. These are the flowers that are needed for making a garden wagon. This is one of my favorite things to do when I actually have the recipe, is to create a little garden that's easily accessible where everything's in one spot, and I can just go pick the flowers and then make the garden wagon. Alright, and we're going to make our way back up this way by these two houses and make our way towards our campsite. right, here we go. This is just a little path that I created, you know, just a nature path that goes over towards the campsite. And this is something that's really hard for me. I never know what to use to actually fill in all of these little areas. I start running out of ideas, but I thought this one turned out pretty good. And here we go. This is my campsite area. This is one of my favorite ways to decorate a campsite by having 6 trees that you just chop down, and then you have a little place that you can actually sit down in front of the bonfire. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make our way back down, and I will meet you back at Resident Services. Okay, we are back down this way, and we're going to go ahead and continue the tour from our little shopping district between Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny. And this is going to take us to another one of our little neighborhood areas. And this is like nothing spectacular. It is literally just a neighborhood with a bunch of yards that are very simply decorated. I am not one for doing a lot of decorating with villager yards. Alright, we are going to go ahead and make our way up here. And this is my carnival area. This is probably my favorite area on the entire island. Over here to the right, as you can see, I made a cute little maze, and I had so much fun creating this. I used a pixel program on my iPad and actually drew out the maze myself, and then just kind of transferred it over to here. I promise it is not a very hard maze, but it's still a lot of fun to try and make your way through it. Alright, and on this side we also have our little games and our rides. This was a tough little spot for me because I just wasn't sure how to finish it up. But I ended up putting some rope fence to make like little queue lines, and I thought it turned out really well. Alright, continuing over to the left, we have like a little, I'm not going to say market area, but kind of. So here we've got like a little food truck, and then I had a pie contest area. And then continuing back a little bit further, I have a pumpkin carving station and then a little dessert store. All right, continuing over to the left, here I've got a little hayride area, and this is probably one of my favorite builds on the island. I am very happy with how this one turned out. Alright, and then continuing over to the left, I have my little orchard area. Apples are my favorite fruit in the game, so I had to do an apple orchard. And then we have a little stand that sells some fresh apples and jams, and we have an apple bobbing area. Alright, there is an exit from this side that goes down this way, and over here heads towards my secret beach. And this is just a little pathway that's just very simply decorated, nothing special, that makes its way towards my secret beach. And once you get here, I just have, you know, a couple of little storefronts and some barrels, and I think this is very predictive of what my island has on it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make my way back up front, and I will see you up there in just a second. Okay, we are back at Resident Services, and we're going to go to the right this time, where I have my last two houses, also very simply decorated. And then down up front here, I have a very cute little pumpkin patch. This is probably one of my favorite builds on the island. I really love how this turned out. Alright, we're going to continue across the bridge to the right side of the island. And down front here, we have our last villager house. And this is just a little like garden area. And I thought this was very simple, but I thought it turned out really well. Alright, and then the last area on my island, coming up from there, is my house, and I had a lot of fun decorating this. There is nothing I like more than just a natural path that's just very simply decorated with a lot of wildflowers and weeds and stuff like that. And this one did not disappoint, and I turned my peninsula into a little washing area to go with my house. And absolutely love how this turned out. And then of course at the very front of my house, I have my one lily of the valley that I was able to get since I had a 5-star island. But anyway, that's it. There's not much to this island, it seems like, but I was able to get 5 stars, and I'm very proud of that. This was a tough challenge. It's tough mentally to do an island in just 30 days, but to do it without time traveling was, a next step that I was not expecting, because any other time that you do a 30-day challenge, you're like, oh, let me rush and, go to the next day so I can complete moving a house or, complete a bridge or an incline or something like that. But this one, I had to completely finish it in just 30 in-game days, but we did it. I am so happy with how it turned out, and I hope you've enjoyed the series and enjoyed watching it. But for now, I think that's it. I'm very happy with how the island turned out. I've got a couple of ideas for other islands that we can do next, so if you don't want to miss out on those, please be sure to like and subscribe, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!